Hello, gentlemen. Reviving Real News here with you. Welcome back. Hope you all are doing well. It is a chilly afternoon, to say the least. Clear skies, but absolutely chilly. Oh man, I feel like poo. I didn't get hardly any sleep at all, and I was 30, 40 minutes late to work because of this crap. I don't want to be mean to anybody, but somebody above me did something in their bathroom or whatever with their dog or whatnot. Long story short, they messed up their bathroom. They messed up the bathroom and they messed up the water or the drain, the whole system. And it affected me last night. They needed in my building, my apartment, to access the water because where my apartment is, specifically, where the one I live in is located next to where all the access to the utility meters, the mains to the water, to the boiler, all of it is through my apartment. Like there's I don't know how you describe it. It's like a crawl space. You pull the panel back and there's different accesses and points they have to get in. But I'm going to show you what happened to my stuff, and I'm pissed. That stuff right there. Yeah, that right there. And it looks like crap right now. Because number one, they did a terrible job of what they were supposed to do as far as turning everything off. Obviously, you have to cut out what's, saturated, whatnot, this, that, and the third, but they didn't do it right. So when they come down to my apartment to tell me that they have to get in here, they have to do this because it's going to fall down on me, I was so mad because they just stuck this. They didn't even start to find where it was getting softer and softer and softer. They just started poking up there. And the stuff just comes down. You saw the two holes. It just comes down, and it came down in two different parts. Now my ceramic tile, the grout is stained. It looks like, I don't even want black stuff. I don't know, man. I'm so frustrated over this crap. Never in a million years expected that to happen. I've never even heard any noise, like any drips or any. But it is what it is. That screwed up my whole night. I ended up not charging my phone. And what really upsets me is I was in the middle of a phone conversation with somebody when this nonsense happened. And I never get anybody bothering me. Nobody knocks on my door. Somebody pulled something almost a year ago in my building. I don't know if it was a mental nonsense or they really, really, really needed help. But somebody in my building called 911 or something. Like the paramedics showed up, fire department showed up, and the police showed up. They knocked, and they beat every door. And when people didn't answer the door, they opened the door. I'm telling you, gentlemen, they didn't do that to me. I literally had to open my door, walk out in the hallway, and say, hey, anybody concerned about the white man here? Anybody concerned about the man living in this building? What is this? You guys know there's a Caucasian male living in this apartment, so you don't see if I'm okay or if I'm the one that called 911? But anyways, dude, if you listen to this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That stuff never happens to me. And I gotta let it go. I gotta let it go because it's over and done with. I already missed basically a whole hour of my pay. And no sleep. I had to spend so much time cleaning up my floor because I don't even want to get into it with these people. It just makes me stressed. It just makes me stressed, and I'm just so mad that I had to deal with this crap and pay attention to everything because I don't know those people, so I don't trust them, and it's late at night. It's an emergency situation, so I have to cooperate according to the paperwork. If I don't cooperate, it's a $250 fine they can put on my rent. And apparently there's a $125 charge if they put a 24-hour emergency, if they give you an emergency maintenance notice, meaning they contact you on the phone or something to tell you that they're going in your apartment with or without your permission. They're gonna make you pay for that. I can't explain that one, but whatever. It just stinks, man. It stinks on just personal levels because I don't really conversate in my personal life too much, especially with people I like. I have to conversate with people, man, to live and to work and, maneuver in society, but that pissed me off when that happened. And I'm a very private person. I don't conversate around people, especially strangers. And especially in our climate today. You don't know who you can trust. And I know that's probably being a little over paranoid, but it's still being fruitful and open with your conversations and your knowledge is not how I've made it this far in my life. But I'm mad at myself for that one, and I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. It bugged me all morning at work. It bugged me the whole time. I'm mad about it. I'm very mad about that because my freaking... Oh, I just got all my stuff squared right back to where I was perfect again. And then they did this. Oh well. Better than being sick, and it's better than being in trouble and all the other stuff that comes with it. How are you guys doing? I hope everybody's doing well. Excuse my tone of voice. I'm just a little sluggish because, like I said, I hardly slept. And when I go to work, I have to be at work like super early. Like you guys are still asleep when I go to work. And I'm just being serious. Most of you guys are still asleep when I go. Man, but that was sheesh. And I'm getting so mad too because I don't really sit around and look. I told you that I have my own vice. I don't mind Mary Jane, and I'm mad because I had just for the first time in a couple days went to go enjoying myself, enjoying the conversation with my buddy. And then this shit happens. Man, but that's life. That's life. What can you do? Anyways, gentlemen, let's get to the point. Let's get to the topic today. I definitely probably won't talk a lot. I guess I'm just gonna talk about this a little bit because right now, this stuff is predominantly in our faces in my country. We all know what's going on. I do believe it's next week. And I hate these things. I don't like them. But it's politics. And it's the elections. And the reason I'm even talking about this is there's no men anywhere. There are no leaders, no strong voice. There's nothing you can look up to. No one you can look up to. No one you should listen to. No one you should even try to want to look up to. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. I hate it. I wish there was some way, shape, or form you could have that not come on your phone, the radio, or anything. Look, guys, I understand everybody looks different, talks different, and acts different, but here's the thing. Right is right, wrong is wrong, and there's only two types of you-know-what. A man and a woman. There's an innie and an outie, that's it. There is no wishy-washy middle ground BS. I would never want my sons to seriously think some feminized dude or some dude who paints his nails or proclaims, oh my Lord, I want to say so many things, but I don't want to get in trouble on this platform. How? I don't understand in my country how in the hell you partake in these things. Number one, I never in my existence have I ever considered anyone of the opposite sex for anything in my life. And that's not sexist. I just know better. And that's something that I was taught from my family. It was taught from my teachers. And everything. What the hell? What the hell? On multiple reasons, what the hell? Okay, are you guys serious? Like, all these whatever women are now supposedly going to be running everything. Look at the women you guys are voting for. I completely understand why men absolutely do not partake and do not care. And I mean, like, really don't care. Don't care about society. Don't care about people. They don't care about the future. They don't care about kids. They don't care about anything in between. And I mean, this is a prime example. Why would you? Why the heck would you? There isn't one person I have any faith in that's involved in any of this stuff. They have zero testicular fortitude. They absolutely do not acknowledge that they are men. And all they do is LARP and pull on people's heartstrings to get money and then to be put in these offices. It makes me sick thinking about this stuff. I mean, it's so bad that these so-called strong, powerful men in my country, the one moron, then the guy's a moron, pandering moron. How you gonna go on somewhere and say you're the dude's name? I have to say his name to get my point across. This idiot's name is Fetterman. A guy goes to some stupid debate or convention and changes his name to Fetterwoman. You can go fuck yourself, dude. There's no way any man should ever entertain things like you. Never. This is weird, man. This is so weird. I mean, this is really, truly weird. And not to mention, I think a lot of men don't realize what goes on, like, especially in history, like real history. Not some of the crap that they put in schools and on TV and the internet. But bad things happen when the wrong people, like, and I mean the wrong sex is in charge. Bad things happen. I don't know how things really go in other countries when it pertains to this. I mean, there's examples that makes me sick. I see what happens in New Zealand and places like that. You can kick rocks. It's gross. It is truly gross. Like, when I was in school, guys, I remember in every facet of anything that I partook in or had to be around, there was at least something you could strive towards or look up to or want to, kind of emulate. And I do mean, like, probably specifically men in all facets of things. There were teachers that I had wonderful male teacher role models, wonderful. Disciplined, they were tough, but they also made you a better man and a smarter man. I remember them. I remember their names. To this day, I remember their names. One of my favorite ones was Mr. Powell. One of the most toughest, meanest, strictest SOBs I've ever encountered, but I respect the hell out of that man. For the things he taught me and how he got me to understand the lesson plans and how to apply what he was teaching Yeah. And when I partook in sports, I could write a book on the influences and the figures that were influential to me, that got me to change my attitude, my anger, my animosity, and my hatred of things. These men understood the family dynamic or lack thereof that I had. Some of these men intervened when my father was breaking my bones. I had a baseball coach in the middle of a game walk out of the game and go into the stands and kick the shit out of my dad because he broke my nose and blacked my eyes like a raccoon. There's nothing like this anymore. There's nothing like this. Let's go in every single thing you can think of, from education to the arts to sports. I mean, there is absolutely nothing. These so-called men that they portray out here and LARP out here are disgusting. How could you look up to them or want to aspire to them or listen to them or take anything they say serious? It's gross. These people are not genuine. They don't care. And they're all controlled by women. They're all controlled by women. Have you had enough, gentlemen? I have. It makes me sick that this stuff is paraded and force-fed to us. There is no leadership or inspiration in any facet of our society. Unless you want to be a gangbanger. You want to be some stupid, pathetic, wannabe hip-hop rap artist. Or if you want to be the jock. Sure. And it's all garbage. It's all false idols. Worshipping false idols. Garbage. There's no substance in any of it. It's debauchery. It's filth. And then in my country, I can't even get 5 minutes of escape from this hell and the sodomization and everything that comes with this crap, because they want to put on a pedestal these clowns. Just look at what they do in my government and with the presidency. I'm about to puke thinking of this. I'm serious as a heart attack. How in the actual fuck do you put on TV and advertisements for children a man in a Halloween costume as a woman? And this is it right here. This is the role model. This is it. You make me fucking sick. I'm not even going to say the video. I'm not going to say the name. None of this, because it doesn't deserve anything but for the Lord to smite it off the face of this realm. You got to be seriously kidding me. I keep... Sometimes it just feels like you're stuck in a nightmare. And it's on repeat. It's just a crock of crap. I mean, just an absolute crock of crap. I'll give you another example of another false idol, another false prophet that men and women worship. And the son of a bitch goes out and wears dresses. I don't care what it is. Dude, you're not some pure blood Irish or Scottish. So miss me with your crap about, oh, well, this is what it is and this is why I wore it. You got Brad Pitt wearing skirts and dresses. This is it. I'm sure there's other places in this realm where this crap does not go on. And that's probably far and few between. I'm trying to think of any facet of our society where there is any kind of a good example or leadership or anything. And there absolutely, truly isn't. There absolutely isn't. And it's no wonder a majority of the time when I go to work, and because it is school season, the kids are all out. They're going to the bus stops. They're getting their breakfast or whatever. I see the kids all over. Not to mention if I pick this up right now and put it out my office window, there's a private school literally 300 feet out my window. It's a very well-known private school backed by a world-renowned church. The church is known all over my country. It's very famous. What? There really isn't any. There really isn't. And it's no wonder, like I said, it's no wonder the ones that seemed the most miserable or the ones who seemed the most disinterested are the boys or the older teenage boys, the ones that are about 18, 19, 20. Unless they're on drugs, they all look lost. And they all look disinterested. And they almost look sad. And I understand why. I understand why. There's not even anything for these young ones to care for or to whatever in their own imaginations or when they're having their free time. Let's get to examples in their cartoons, in them lame TV shows, in the movies nowadays. There's nothing. It's video games. You could forget it. You seriously expect a normal functioning man to partake in this crap? To cast ballots? To care? No way. There's no way. There's no way, shape, or form at all. You could forget it. How do women have more authority than we do? How in the hell is this even possible? Everything. There's no wonder almost every industry is dying a death right now. There's no wonder. Why would any normal man want to partake in this? Why would you? Why would you want to strive for stuff? What are you striving for? To bow down to a fucking woman? To what? Lose your job at any moment's breath because that dumb cunt's on her period? Or because she didn't get BBC last night? And I don't care who don't like that. They all worship it. They all lust over it. It's no wonder. It is no wonder. It is no wonder so many of the younger ones live with their parents or usually their mom, and they have zero interest in getting a paycheck. And I can't blame them. I mean, you need to work. You need some kind of purpose. You need some kind of routine. But I get it. I truly get it. What are you going? What? You have nothing to look up to. And if shit hits the fan, there's no man around it to problem solve or to possibly resolve the conflict if it gets towards that. This is gross. It's on the tip of my mind because it's everywhere right now because of the stupid politics. I'm just debating if this all died in the 80s or the 90s, guys. Because I'll be the first to admit it. A lot of the stuff I thought was what when I was a kid and I looked at. Well, when you learn stuff and you understand how things really are, a lot of it was garbage, man. A lot of it was false men, fake men, fake men. Jiminy Christmas, man. There's not one. I'm just even trying to think of, even for the people who do partake in religion, and I mean like churchgoers, religion, occults. Even that's not even safe anymore because it's all gynocentric LGHD TV community crap, and that goes against any and all cultures, creeds, everything. That goes against all of it. And now, gentlemen, look at you got females who are in charge of certain things like the criminal system and everything else. Men don't even want to be involved in that stuff anymore. And men used to grow up as kids and want to be in shit like that for their own reasons and stuff. You got women sheriffs. You got women in charge of jails. You got women in charge of prisons. You got women in charge of shit they got no business being in charge of. And then when that happens, the future generations lose interest because it's not for me. Oh, well, there's nobody here for me. No one's supporting me. No one's giving me a reason to want to do this or care. I was reading something in a county jail. A woman sheriff is in charge and revoked all communications, meaning like the tablets and the computers and everything that they were communicating with their people, the video calls, whatever. This lady, men aren't humans. Men are less than human. Men don't have the privilege or the right to communicate with their people. You have to go back to the caveman barbaric days where take the chance of waiting in line to use the phone or to do your video call and hope to God the person's not going to take 2 hours doing it. And if you say something, you better hope and pray that they're not built like a shit brick house and break your jaw. It's no wonder everything is crap. It's just no wonder. You have no strong men in anything. Again, why would you partake in elections? Why would you partake in politics? You can kick rocks. Kick rocks. They view Halloween costume wearing idiots more than they value normal men. You go think of football, it's a bunch of stupid beta cuckold losers. And I mean losers, garbage. I don't care about baseball, that's garbage too. They're all a bunch of wimps. And that's all turned into that's not even American anymore. I'm going to call it for what it is. Don't like it? Tough shit. That ain't American. And that used to be America's pastime. Now it's a whole bunch of gangbanging crap and a whole bunch of other people that get special privileges to come to my country. Let's see here. Tennis used to have some pretty decent dudes in it. I remember because some of the men that I had that were influential in my life hated stuff like that. But they listened to and they would watch when some of them dudes were on the TV because they were real men. And they didn't take this kind of shit. Golf used to have that stuff. My grandfather and his sons, my uncles, were very into that and were very good at it. And my grandfather used to have me sit with him on his lap when I was little. And I learned a lot about golf and the different men and stuff like that. And that's probably what got me into to do it when I got to be an adult. There was a lot of good men when I was a kid that were in golf, man. Like you could learn stuff from them men. They weren't bad men. One of my favorite ones was Chichi Rodriguez. That dude used to put it in, and when he'd sink the putt, he'd take his club and do the Marcozoro, the Z. I still remember that with my grandfather. And I like another thing with baseball. My grandfather did not live in this state, was not born in that state, he did not get nothing to do with this state, but my grandfather was a very, very big Chicago Cubs fan. And Harry Carey was his world. I mean, my grandfather would take naps, or he'd fall asleep with us grandkids, and he would just wake up out of it, whatever, when it was the 7th inning stretch with Harry Carey. There's nothing like this crap anymore. It's nothing. It's all ghetto rap bullshit, stupid ghetto gangster crap. Weak. No, there's no nothing. Hockey's went to shit. I quit partaking in that when my family did what they did to me. I don't care about hockey no more because I don't want to think of my mother. I don't give a shit about none of that stuff. But I used to care about that because there used to be a lot of masculine men and tough men. Nothing. Soccer, same thing. Same thing. The greatest that'll ever be for soccer, for my country, was when I played and when I was a child. America was nobody. But the men of those teams, they didn't act like no bitches. And that was some inspiration. I was very, very, very good at soccer. Very good. I can sit here and name all the players on the Olympic team and everything. I remember how I know exactly how I got to be good at being a goalkeeper. Tony Meola. I mean, I remember all of this stuff. There's nothing like this anymore. I don't follow it in my country because I'm just going to say it my own way, guys. I don't mean to offend nobody or say this the wrong way. I don't like American soccer. I don't like that. I like world football, like real football. Because I was so good that I got to go play overseas as a teenager. I know what real football, world football is, and that's what I like. It's a very night and day difference in the physicality, the type of play, everything compared to American. It's just complete difference. You cannot. That's why America was so terrible when I was a child. The international world would destroy America. Americans were not fast enough. They were not strong enough. They were not conditioned, nor did they have the coaching. And I know what I'm saying. Today, nothing. It's nothing. It's garbage. They're weak simps. They're betas. All of them. Music, you can forget it. You can forget it. Yeah, me and my buddy last night were talking about that stuff, swapping things back and forth. I'm like him. I got nothing for this stuff today. I listen to the old good stuff. No propaganda, no ghetto crap, none of this. You can forget it. There's nothing. I couldn't tell you any dude in music today. I don't know any of it. This is just, it's a joke, guys. It's a pure joke. It's a pure joke. I mean, everything you think of, man. There's no strong voice. There's no strong there's nothing. It's gross. Excuse me. From everything. I mean, look at the clothes. I can vividly remember the difference when I was a kid growing up. There wasn't this hermaphrodite mixed clothing weird crap that they have today, that they market and everything. Heck, like it's all crap. It's all crap. And one saving grace I will say is that, at least for now, we still have books. At least we still have books. That is a positive. But they're trying to do what they can do to that. We all know that. And then let's just to wrap this up, just look at everything else that is, I guess, prevalent in our culture. It's all fake. It is all fake. It's fake and it's lies. It's called duper's delight, gentlemen. It's duper's delight. You have fake men speaking, appearing, and blah, 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 blah. The whole time smiling at you and grinning ear to ear, knowing they're selling you a lie and telling you a lie. It's duper's delight. They all are the same. All the same. And just look at the internet. Just look at the internet. And I swear, I wish that dumb ass clown, Gone with Juan, would drop off the face of this realm and stay out of all of my feeds. I can't even get this idiot to stay off of my crap. And the dude is such a pathetic, garbage, wimpy, crybaby woman. Oh, I have over 400 videos, but they don't have as many views as they should. Please let my playlist play while you sleep so I can get views. Hey, if that doesn't scream the epitome of the state of our current culture of men, pathetic, disgusting, feminized losers. I wish that crap would not pop up on anything I have access to. This is what people idolize, or these are the people that the rest of us are choosing to put in charge or to declare whomever. Yeah, right. Get out of here with all this crap. I hate even mentioning anybody's crap, but I can't, man, that just gets so annoying. False prophets, false idolization. I hate it. This is like I said, it's no wonder things are the way they are. That's why when you do run across the strong voice or something that is real, I appreciate it and I don't take it for granted. Because it's far and few between, and it can disappear at a moment's notice. I mean, my gosh, gentlemen. I'm just sitting here thinking about this stuff when I was a kid. And now, knowing what I know now, I'm just disgusted. And here's a great example of something that everybody idolized when we were kids. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hey, look at this. I'm just saying, guys, man, wow. It is incredible. It really, really is incredible. For the last 12 minutes, I've been really in the back of my mind while I'm talking, trying to find a positive example that someone you should listen to, or something that these kids can strive for. There isn't. I mean, there isn't. I'm sure in certain parts of my country there are, in communities, I'm sure there's exceptions. But for the love of God, there's nothing. Oh, man. It really is depressing. It really is depressing. That's got a lot to do with our society's mental makeup. I don't know. I don't see any positive outcome in any of this. There's just not enough men who speak, and not enough men got testosterone anymore. It's just weak. It's pathetic. I really, really wish there was some way we all could just get away from it and not have to put up with it and have force fed down our throats. Jeez, man, guys, I keep having brain farts because I can't really think of anything. I can't. That's the good thing about I guess about this platform is if you're on it long enough, and you have a functioning brain, you can find some decent people to listen to or some people that don't bullshit you. I would never partake in any of these government or politics stuff, guys. They don't care. They hate men. And those so-called men LARP. They're not men. This is, wow, man. Just thinking about this. In 10 to 20 years, what is even going to be? What is even going to be? What are you going to be cheering for? Jesus, man. Ain't no... man, guys, people used to grow up as little kids wanting to be the president of the United States. I don't know anybody in the last 20 years who's had kids that their kids have said, I want to be this, the president. Don't even want to be doctors or surgeons. Don't want to be teachers, educators. And we're all screwed. We're all screwed because of all this crap. Because of no strong men in anything. I mean, just look. You see, just look in the future. Look in the short term. In 2 years. Look at the police force and the fire department force. Do you guys seriously believe a 5'7" woman who weighs 130, 120 pounds is going to be able to get you out of a predicament or get you out of a burning building or, God forbid, a rafter or some beams fall and you're trapped and that's the person you got to rely on to get you? You see where I'm going with this, guys? This is not good. Was my generation the last generation that had the hopes or the whispers of something to strive for or to look up for or to maybe want to be or do when you get older? Nobody wants to. I mean, this is exactly. Guys, I understand. I get it. I completely get it, and I see it. And I really care, and I really get upset about it because I mean, unless the Lord says it's my time, I'm still going to be alive and here, and I got to live in this shit. And I don't want to live in this, and I say that every day. I'm not made for this. I'm a heterosexual, God-fearing, normal man. I do not believe in any of this wishy-washy, nonsensical bullshit. I want no part in any of this. Until my time is over, I still have to be here, and I don't want to be here, and I don't want to partake in this, and I don't support any of it, and I never fucking will. I will never support a fucking man who wears makeup or dresses in any of that crap. What are we going to do? What can we do? That's the question. What can we do? And the only things they care about is the dumbass women and the industries that affect the women. That's all they care about. Which is kind of ironic that you think they care about the gynocentric police force, but they don't. They only are concerned about having enough attorneys, judges, people to show up, push buttons, and bag and box food, or poison, I should say, poison, and enough people to show up in clown outfits in your Wally Worlds and all your other stupid, dumb, materialistic retail stores. They don't care about anything else. They don't care that a majority of the things we need and have need men to make it work. They don't care. No strong men anywhere. It makes me sick. Here, the last thing I'll say about this one, and I'll end it. I hate TV, really, but when I got to get out of my head, or I just need to I don't want to say stare at something, but just, I guess, get lost in something for a few minutes or an hour. I kind of know what TV stuff to look at, or like, outdoor stuff. I tried this one called Deadliest Catch, The Viking Returns. Because I've told you guys before, I'm Irish. I'm predominantly Irish. That's mostly what's in my blood. I could turn this on right now. I'm single. I don't have to impress nobody. I don't really give a shit about shaving my face all the time. I don't have a bunch of money to be throwing on $80 razors and all this crap. And I have a very thick ass beard. I mean, like, my beard is, it's crazy, because no men in my family except for my cousin Ryan. Like, my dad had no hair. I mean, maybe my Uncle John did. My Uncle John had a good Magnum P.I. Tom Selleck mustache. I remember that. He had a good Tom Selleck mustache. But I used to think something was wrong with me because I didn't know my heritage, because my beard's red. But all my other stuff is black as night, dark as night. My beard is red as red. It's crazy. But, yeah, guys, I'm Irish. And I know what's in my blood, and I know what we do. All of the men in my family, except for my dad, because, times and jobs and everything, things changed. They're all fishermen. It started in Massachusetts. A lot of my family, my original bloodline, a lot of it goes there. And I do know both of the last names involved in my stuff, but fishing is very, very big. From the Atlantic Ocean to everything, like, yeah. It had strong leaders. Men had purpose, and men knew what they were good at and what they can do. There's none of that anymore. There is none of that. And my point of even bringing up the whole Deadliest Catch and the whole Viking thing, and why I'm telling you this, and the reason why I watched it and cared, is because I do know who I am and what my blood is. And I know that fishing has always been in my blood. Always. Like, yeah. It's just something that's been in my family, my great-grandfather, my grandfather, his sons, all of it. Like, I've met some of the extended family when I was kids, and these guys were hellacious fishermen. I mean, these guys, it was the things I learned and saw as a kid on the vacations was incredible. It really, truly is. But I'm watching this show, guys, because I like the fishing, and I know about it, and it's just, I like the memories. Not to mention, it's kind of a guy thing, it's a guy thing. But my point, guys, there's no thing for men. There's no anything, because this stuff turned into gynocentric bullshit. Like, I remember when Deadliest Catch started almost 20 years ago, and which I related to it because I liked the old photos, the old fishing stuff, because that's where my heritage was. And that's what the pictures I remember seeing as a kid and from my grandparents. All the photo albums and all the stuff hung in all the rooms on the walls in every room of their house. I still remember that house, the address, everything. But back to the point, now this show is a woman in charge of making all these decisions, this, that, and the third. Men have gotten weak. And again, you think you have something that's guys and it's safe and it's kind of whatever? Nope. And I'm like just ready to give up on even trying to have entertainment or something to enjoy. Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I remember watching Deadliest Catch with my son. I mean, he was probably a year or two before kindergarten, and we used to watch it religiously together. It was gritty, it was dangerous, it was real, And there was like certain parts and stuff that I could explain to him that, hey, your great-grandfather and your grandfather, this, and this, but it wasn't in Alaska, it was over here in Massachusetts. Today, when I watch the stuff, I have to see and hear it makes me vomit. I literally hurl in my mouth. And then how these men cower and bow down to a 20-something-year-old fucking stupid woman? This is what I can't stand. And then, of course, I gotta hold gotta hold the father accountable. I just don't, I can't do it, man. That's something I really kind of got into and enjoyed because it's in my blood and all this and that. And now I gotta listen to a stupid woman. It's just dumb. It's dumb anymore. Like all of it turned to that. Like another one I used to watch just because I would kind of take notes from it a little bit. It used to be this show called Alone. And after a couple seasons, maybe 3, that thing went all gynocentric bullshit, feminized losers. The men on there would cry like wussies. There's no strong men anywhere. I give up on all the crap. You had enough, guys? I've had enough. I'm just gonna I'm gonna end on this note right here. The only reason I'm even holding on to what I hold on to is because I've waited 40 years. 40 years! For the one thing I kind of give a shit about, and that I inherited. It's the first time in my life that it's been enjoyable. It's been good on a consistent basis, and part of the course, they're the best of the best, and that is yes. I want to be careful saying too much because I ain't trying to dox myself. Because if I get into too much, I'll outright dox everything about myself. But that's the only reason, gentlemen, I even have this kind of passion, or I'm even interested in this stuff and I'm going to have to give it up. I would have given it up if the two things didn't become what they've become right now. Like 3 years ago, you could forget it. I would have gave it up in a heartbeat. I would have given it up in a heartbeat because I know how to still hold on to the one thing for my family. But the other shit, I could care less anymore. But then all of a sudden, one thing happened, and then the last 3 years, it's hard for me to give it up. It really is, because it's like a perfectly wrapped Christmas present, the way it happened and how it's portraying right now. I wish I could I want to say what I want to say. I just don't want to dox myself, man. But it's cool, it's personal, and that's why I'm holding on to it. It really is personal. Like I watched the kid in high school. My dad went to his college. My dad went to college with his dad. No, they weren't like friends, but my dad went to college with his dad. His dad was a football coach there. Well, he became a football coach there. I watched the kid in high school. And obviously I paid attention in college. And then now in the NFL. And that's the only reason I care. If it wasn't for that, I would be done and I would not give two shits about any of this crap. Because I know how to hold on to the one thing. But it is what it is, guys. I'm already preparing myself and bracing for it. I really am. It's bittersweet, you know what I mean? But you have to let go of the negative, and you have to stand for things. See, this is what I say. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. I'm not going to do it. Gentlemen, I hope you guys have a good day. Hope you have a good weekend. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. This has been Reviving Real News.